Hi everyone, 15th of July. We're going to do a bit of a garden update because I've not done one for God knows how long, since everything was at seedling stage probably. So right, we'll crack on with that. First off, over here, got some spuds in the pots. Can't remember how long they've been in there, probably about 12 weeks then. Second early kestrels. I've got some down there that summer was sent, which is supposed to produce absolutely loads of tiny potatoes. We'll see when they harvest them in a couple of weeks. Outdoor tomatoes had a really horrific start. Started to perk up after about a month. So we started chucking loads of flowers out now. These are Subarctic Plenty, which I have no more seeds for, so I'm going to take some seeds off these this year. Down here we've got the Marmans beefsteaks, which are starting to give tomatoes now. I say I've not really been taking care of much this year. It's just been one of them years. Just a bad year all round really. The weather hasn't helped either. Market More cucumbers, starting to get some little cukes on them. These are just some dumped in a pot. So I'll give them a whirl. Lettuce, I've harvested a load of lettuce from down there, and garlic Solent White. They've been in not as long as, well, they were quite late planted, I can't remember offhand. So see them when they get pulled up. I pulled the ones at the allotment because they were covered in rust. Pulled my onions as well at the allotment. So these carrots are sweet candle, just planted like your regular carrot. I did thin them out the other week and I got some sort of 6-inch long finger sized carrots, which went down alright at barbecue. And these are my bigger ones. No idea how they're doing. I've not really paid much attention to them. Try and get out of here, that's standing on everything. Sweet corn, some left over from the allotment, that's shoved in a 30 litre pot. Doing okay. Thought I'd try it. So I might do that next year. I might actually put them in pots, and then when it comes time to do the wind pollinating, I can block them together and try and give them a bit of shelter from the wind. So just something to try out, I suppose. This is where I had my first early potatoes, which I'll show you in a minute, which are a bit of a laugh. Excuse me. I had to get them out because I needed to get the cucumbers in, which are down the back there. Fem spot. I was going to do the Bella ones, like Ian Nocton does, because they look like they do really well, but as I say, I didn't get round to getting the seeds, so I've settled with what I had left, which was a Fem spot from last year. And I've got cucumbers, so I sowed 6 seeds, 5 germinated, and I've got 5 cucumber plants, so I'm quite happy with that. Bell peppers, loads of bell peppers on these now, and you can see that. Good sized bell pepper. Lots of prairie fire, a basket of fire, and another prairie fire. Loads of flowers, chili starting on them. So they're doing okay. Come back out of here. These are lettuce and the Paris Island Cos and Durham Early greens, which for tortoise. Some of the lettuce has started bolting now, but still eat it. Kelsey onions. Took the supports off. Got battered by wind and heavy rains and that, and they started toppling a bit. And a few have gone to seed, so I've pulled the spike out. I'm just going to leave them be now for a bit and see what happens. But I mean, they're not massive, but it's bigger than a normal onion, so that's good enough for me. There's 32 of them in there. Don't know if you can see this. Down there is a small broccoli head. These are Iron Man. Some I had, just knocking about to try out, and some Optimist cauliflower. They're all to be going okay. I've harvested the broccoli from the allotment. Took 8 heads off the other week. They're doing okay. This is Pentland Crown, 40 litre tub. Absolutely overdosed with different fertilisers. Just to see, and a lot of seed potatoes in it, just to see if I can get quite a few in there. And that's a smaller pot with the same sort of idea. Now let's have a look at these laughable first earlies, Duke Yorks. I say they were tall and leggy, so I pulled them out, dumped the bags down there, and the tops now are laying down and still growing. So they're They must be 12, 13 weeks old now. So they're probably a ridiculous size. I mean, I've got one there that's died off. So I'll just have a rummage around for a spud, see if I can find something. Oh, got one here. There we go. So a bit big, but it's a spud. And them last ones I harvested in my last video went down a treat as roasties. Spring onions, some I had left over, put in the pot. White currant, red currants and black currants and whatnot. Don't know which is which, I've no labels in them. Suppose I'll find out. This here is another edition. It was a birthday present. I can't speak. Birthday present. Just managed to wedge it in. I had to cut a bit off my pear tree, but it's in. And let's have a look in here if I can get in. The cucumber in the corner there. At the moment it stands at as 10 cucumbers formed on it. They're just swelling, so that'll be needing some watering quite a lot. Brussels sprouts, they've been in pots for months and I have no idea where I'm going to put them yet, and we'll just have to play it on by ear. Another batch of broccoli that I've been holding back in pots, which will go up the allotment, probably where my onions and garlic were. Now the bed's empty. Some more sprouts under there, some collies, Savoy cabbage, variety of sprouts, I think Bosworth and Trafalgar, some Cobra French climbing beans, which were a backup for the allotment, but they seem to be doing alright, so I'm sure I'll find somewhere for them. Just need to get some canes. More chilies, got Scotch bonnet, paper lantern, flowers on them now, another Scotch bonnet, jalapeno, another paper lantern, and another jalapeno there with a jalapeno on it. Absolutely been plagued with aphids, these pepper plants have this year, loads of them, all sorts of bugs. I've never really used much bug spray, but I've had to go a bit over the top with this year. It's just been a nightmare. So we'll have a look in polytunnel now. Well, I'll show you these rusty garlic and onions first. Sorry about the wobbly footage, but it's like I said, just a quick update. Rusty garlic there. It's not great at all, but I'm not going to do autumn garlic. I'm just going to plant it in the spring next year. But it's all right. I'm happy with it anyway. It'll do. Consider it's been plagued with rust. I didn't get it as early as I did last year, rust, but I mean I got it, and it's not really worth it sitting in for long. After that, a few lettuce up there, more lettuce down there that needs to go out. Sunflower here, some more sunflowers down there. Gooseberry bushes finally give gooseberries, and they got plagued by that. I think it's sawfly, so they got sprayed as well. Let's have a look at these onions now. It's down here, and they need cleaning up. They've only been here a couple of days since I pulled them out. What have we got here? Let's see. Red electric. Yeah, there's not any red actually bolted. I went to seed, which is a surprise. Usually when I do red barren and stuff, it goes to seed. Normal, regular white onion. Can't remember the variety. I think one of the Japanese ones, I think, yeah. I'm happy with them. So they clean it. I'll clean it back to one skin and do all the proper thing. It's just somewhere to dump them, because obviously it was throwing it down at the time, like it has done most of the year. Right, polytunnel. Got 2 pumpkin plants in here, which I'm going to get rid of because I'm not going to put them anywhere. They're just getting in my way in here now. They're in 3 litre pots, and if I stretch them out, they're about 8 foot long. They're just consuming too much water, and then they're just in my way. So I'm not going to put them in. I might as well just get rid of them now. Some herbs that really need to go in bigger pots. Same with the basil. Butternut squash. They need to go in the allotment. I'm going to put them by my sweet corn, I think, at the allotment. Tomatoes, I've topped most of these off now because I'm running out of height. So loads of different varieties. I'll try off the top of my head. I think I've got Cherry Roma, Alicante, Moneymaker, Gardener's Delight, San Marzano, Black Russian, Nimbus. I think that's about it. There's 18 in here altogether, which is quite a lot. Well, 10 outside and 18, that's 28 tomato plants, quite a lot. Need to start getting rid of some of these suckers because they're growing them in all sorts of weird places. But yeah, I've not pollinated any of these with the so-called pollinator. They've just been left on their own this year, and just tomatoes on them. And oh, got a little tiny ripe cherry one there. These Cherry Roma, they're a nice tomato. I usually water them with sugared water once they start turning, just to sweeten them up even more, but they're a very tall leggy plant. But you do get like grapevine, great bunches of cherries on these. But I might give them a miss next year and just keep my cherries to, the Gardener's Delight. These seeds are a present off someone. They're called Black Russian. I've never done them before, and it's a bit of a whopper, that one. The plant's not very big. Maybe this one's taking all life out of it, I don't know, but there's a trust down there with someone as well. So Black Russian, do they go black? I have no idea. I've not even looked into it. I'm just growing them like a normal tomato. There might be a bush for all I know, I don't know. Same with these. Loads of tomatoes starting now. The San Marzano, obviously the plum tomato. But it is a bit of a forest. They're getting fed. Oh, I've got another one starting there. What variety is that? That's a Gardener's Delight. They are reliable Gardener's Delight. I can't really knock them. But everything seems to be okay in here at the moment, so far. But like I said, I've had bugs. I've probably got a few aphids in here and green fly and whatnot knocking about. So, but I've had aphids all over me plum tree this year as well, so everything's first, like I say, it's first time I've really had to bother about insects like that. But I don't know whether it's because there's just lack of ladybirds at the moment, I don't know, or the cold start to the year. Peas, these were first early peas, felt them first, been harvesting them now for a while. I'll try and open a pod single-handedly. This should be fun. Probably end up hearing a rattle on the floor in a minute. But we got peas in a pod. Good enough for me. Got all the Hurst green shaft down to the allotment. Strawberries. These are some. They've had ridiculous amounts of strawberries on them. They're just starting to come into ripen now. And I think that is about it. This little garden update. Like I say, I'm sorry I've not done so many this year. But here's one thing. I snapped a sucker off one of my tomato plants a while ago, put it in a pot, and buried it right down. Hang on, I'll pop the camera down, I'll try and pull it out. Bear with me a second. It is very, very dry. Well, you can see we have roots. So yeah, don't worry if you've got a damaged tomato plant, pull a sucker off it, bury it down. Look after it as well as I do, but, and it will give you tomatoes, because this is tiny, it's got little truss of fruit on it already, because I think it works out it's like the same sort of age as the main plant. That's not gospel, we'll just see what happens. Right, so I think that just about sums this one up. There will be another potato reveal, which will be all my first earlies, probably just emptied out in one hit to get them out of the way, and then an allotment video to follow, because my asparagus is all toppled over because it's like 6 foot high and I can't even get in my shed there. So there's loads of work to do, and to be honest, I don't really seem to have the drive to do it. Don't know what's gone wrong this year, but I don't know. I think there's a few people are just getting a bit down in the dumps, about stuff. Weather doesn't help. So right, well, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. See you now. Bye bye.